Back to the Fire Emblem 10 Ironman. Here we're using some more bonus experience in a way that's likely to get people annoyed at me again. Who cares? It's a normal mode run, for goodness sakes. Although, we do have some stats capping out, so this is the good time to use them. And, even though Jill's not going to be available for this map, spoiler warning, decided to make her class change. Her amazing 13 strength. I cry every time. So, people have been getting on about me about how I've been using bonus experience, and this was recorded how many months ago? I am going to repeat what I said on the Serene's thread. It doesn't matter that much because of how many good units this game gives you over the course of the game. But see, with Edward's most common growths capped, he's more likely to get defense and strength. And Micaiah is more likely to get skill. Yay! What we're about to do, Zyke, is what you should be doing with bonus experience if you were to care more. There's a fair bit of rearrangement going on, so yeah, I decided to give Jill discipline for no reason in case she decided to use lances. Nolan and Edward finally get their A support. 23 avoid now. That's a thing. This is where we get our restore stave, but we don't have anyone who can use staves. It'll come in handy later, maybe. Got our sure icon, which we can sell because no one uses luck. No one cares about luck in this game. Should have sold the orange scrolls, but hey, I am silly. This map has worms or wyverns, so grab that. Also has your usuals, hand axes, wind edges, stuff, which we'll be buying as many of as we can. And this map will introduce poison, but it's not that troubling. We're going to make a new little knife for Sothe just because we can. Since the last one was Sting, we'll just call it Stung. Or Stug. Yes, the mighty knife Stug. That's certainly Tolkien. Although then again, Stung isn't very Tolkien either, but what you gonna do? The funny thing is we don't even need the Worm Slayer because the best things we can do against wyverns is use magic or just throw Zyark at them. Or is it Zyhark? Because people have been getting on my case about that too. It's funny that I gave Edward that because his course doesn't involve wyverns at all, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Okay, now it's time for Chapter 8, Glory Unwanted. This chapter you are not allowed to use Jill, Fiona, why would you want to, and Torneo again. You're only allowed to pick 3 people. Yeah, that's totally not a good idea. Yeah, why were you not just clicking the final thing? Silly me. Now this map is pretty big. See all these green units in the swamp there? If they all die, you lose. But at most, like, there's one threat to them. That is unless you don't block off all the things like I do. We have some new units to the left. One of them is Nala, the Wolf Queen, and she is ridiculously overpowered for this point in the game, and for the entire game, honestly. But she only appears in these last couple chapters of Part 1 for the time being. So don't get used to her being around. Tormod's trio is down in the bottom. The boss is to the bottom right. And honestly, he's surrounded by quite a few enemies, and holy crap, that was a really good level. This is where the enemies start pulling out mages. If you have pure waters, you might want to use them here. I was like, I don't need them. But you might want them. Raphael here. The Heron, he can make people move again. If he's in between multiple people who've moved already, he doesn't have to. He'll restore them all. See, they have barely any hit rate, well, they have no hit rate. They have no damage. They have no anything on Nala because she's way, way too strong. So I usually send the two wolves down here. The brigands will usually try to wade through the water and eventually kill the civilians. My way of preventing them from doing so is to, well, get in their way or blow them up. And for some reason, Micah still has that Master Seal. Figured I might as well get that desired. Now you can also wade through the water, and I suggest doing this because then you can stop other enemies. The first wyvern is also to the right, so keep in mind, if you let him rain loose, he will probably kill the entire group of civilians. Kind of tricky to get to any of them because your starting positions are pretty crappy. These guys are also quite chunky, so even people like Volog can't handle them very well. In terms of this map in general, I kind of like it. Raphael also has a Seraph Robe. I'm going to be giving that to Micaiah. And in this chapter in particular, I was like, I should do this first. I kept overthinking everything, even though it's really simple. But yeah, overall this chapter, yeah, I always found it kind of fun. Then again, you don't really see swamps that much in Fire Emblem. Like, not really at all. Should have used the Brave Sword there. But whatever. Decided it was a funny idea to see if Aaron could peck this guy off with a javelin, which, yeah, that hit rate certainly warrants that chance. But oh well, Nolan can always handle it with a hand axe, YOLO. Sothe tends to be really good on this map as usual. Charge him ahead. See how much wide range that guy has? While our Lagoos are going to be good at wading through the water, we don't want them attacked by the Wyvern. Zyric's going down because there are enemy reinforcements that appear down there, and it's good to cut them off. Mages are annoying to Volog, so that's usually who I have Nala attack, because they do some hefty hits on him. Oh no, mildly non-threatening projectiles. Welp, bye prisoner. No, I sink down in shame. Savage is a ability that Nala has, and Volog can learn way later in the game if you really want him to. It triples their damage output. It's a common theme with FE10's ultimate skills is that, oh, you do triple damage. You just blow stuff up. Oh, mild side effects may include. That's the whole thing. Because like the sniper, not the sniper, the marksman, the third class of the archer, is like, oh, we'll do 3 times damage. Oh yeah, and if you somehow survive, you'll go to sleep. I will give Fates credit for having very unique skills for every class. Instead of these samey ×3 ×4, you know, beat stick abilities. We're actually almost done with the chapter. Micaiah is still getting doubled, but very low hit rate, or lower hit rates on her. Here's Raphael's Galadder. I don't even know how to pronounce that. It's a song thing, okay? It can actually hit, yeah, as I said, multiple people. There it is in action right there. As Micaiah gets more HP, Sacrifice becomes a little more handy to just use, because her pool of HP, of course, is better. Tormod's Celerity skill allows him to just pretty much nuke everything that's in his range, especially these wyverns. That's why I usually send him to wade into the water. He can also kind of work his way to that island where the boss is. And you should have him equip Hellfire if you do so, which I unfortunately do not do. Adept. Yeah, so 2 axe guys appear down here and then 1 wyvern. Zyhark is now at a triple S sword rank, which means he can use the super ultimate legendary ultimate super mega elixir sword of justice. Yeah, that guy's really brave. Brave little fella, as Ike would say. I don't know why that line from FE9 always made me laugh, but it does. What a brave little fella. Should be one of Ike's taunts in Smash, obviously. Oh my gosh, we're using herbs. Maybe we'll be KFC, like, sponsored yet. Yeah, you should equip Hellfire there if you're in that very same position, although I don't see many people throwing Tormod in that direction. I keep forgetting how many people just appear over here, and it's just like, oh, let's start walking away. We can do it. We can do it. Yeah, 43 times 2. I think the guy's dead. Like 100 times over. Especially since Savage activated. Oh hey, it's a boss. Ow, he actually hit. Now, here's the tricky thing about the boss. If you don't kill him like I managed not to, well, let's just say that they have a healer, and there's why you should have Hellfire, because of mages. This would also take less, you know, this also makes Soth's job less stressful, but at least he dodged the wind mage. No! Healer's being useful for the enemy. Mildly inconvenient. Although I completely overthink the next move, even though it's a really simple solution. You'll see what I mean in a second. By the way, you should take off Tormod's Celerity. I didn't because I'm a derp, but you really should take it off and give it to someone like... You know what's funny is giving it to Jill because she can move even further. Oh, hi, Wyvern. How you doing today? Also, renewal and then poison is always amusing to me because just heal, ow, heal, ow, crit, get it wrecked. And that's why you send Zyrg down there. Pow. Fireball? I can barely see you, Morum. How are you doing? Now see, here comes the overthinking, because, like, Sothe can easily make it back, see? I could just walk him back, and then, you know, heal, and all that good stuff. But no, it's just like, you gotta think about it. Oh yeah, Nolan gets another yellow hand axe hit. Just in case, bro. Now it's time to walk up, heal, and actually use the freaking Heron to your advantage here, buddy. There's no change in the amount of experience you get per song, because, you know, like, if you had multiple people get hit by it, you know, I think it should give you more experience, but I am not a designer of games. Well, yet, but that's something I would have done personally, but... And that was a boss. Not too bad. This chapter's not too bad in general. You just gotta prep in the first few, like, turns. And one more set of reinforcements, and I'll be on the left. 2 mages. And we don't have to worry about them whatsoever. Stay with me, Micaiah. I need you to heal me, please. But the map's over, so the heal, now! Boink. Yeah. Tier 1 classes cap out at 30 HP, unfortunately, so people who are at 30 HP will not see more at the moment, unless they're, like, you know, promoted. Doy. Of course he got hit. You know, it wouldn't be me without that. But that was Chapter 8. I hope you join me next time for the very short Chapter 9. Till next time.